Okay, we are back and we are mic'd up, and I'm going to go through my first full day of eating of this prep series. So for me, I'm actually in a holding phase at the moment. So this is kind of like the bridge between off season and prep. So I have a 6-week holding phase. The goal is, what it says is to hold. So I'm trying to hold the weight that I've put on, the size that I've put on during the off season. So I'm floating anywhere between 98 to 99 kilos, 99 being the very top that I've hit, but sitting pretty comfortably, averaging, I would say, about 98 and a half kind of week to week, which I'm happy with. I'm not really worried about trying to put on much more size at this stage. I think I said before, if I do, more than likely, it's not going to be quality size. It's just going to be fat, maybe a bit of water. So I'm not too worried about trying to push things, even though my calories are actually, a smidge higher than what they were, in the peak of the off season. Even though we're holding, appetite has been good, so we've actually pushed food up a little bit, but seem to be kind of holding weight. I did hit that 99 as a once off, but holding pretty nicely in between the 98 and 99 mark, so happy with that. So I'm going to go through my full day of eating for you. There's not much discrepancy between my rest days and my training days. So today is a rest day, but it's going to be the exact same food that I would eat on a training day, just without the intra shake, which is just 50 grams of cyclic dextrin. That is it. Every bit of food is the same. At the moment, I am working off, a macro plan, so I'm not given a meal plan. I got the choice: do you want meal plan, do you want macros? In the off season, I do prefer macros, just to have a bit of flexibility myself, which I'll talk on in a second. When it comes to prep, I just like meal plan. Just tell me what I'm eating. Don't really like to know the macros, and I will just eat that, and it just takes away a lot of decision making for me, which I prefer on prep. I just prefer being in someone else's hands. Tell me what to do, and I'll do that for you. But with this, so like I said, I'm working from macros. So my macros at the moment for a train day: 700 carbs, I have 250 protein and 80 fat. And then rest day, the exact same, but instead of 700 carbs, it's 650 carbs. So that's why I just removed the intra shake, and that is it. Every single meal is the same. So even though it's a macro plan, I do eat the same meal every day. When I get my macros through, I'll plug it into my FitnessPal, what I want to eat, and that is it. I don't change from day to day. It would be very, very rare that I would substitute a meal unless there was something there and I'm waiting to get to shopping tomorrow and I need to, put in carbs from another source, but that would be it. And again, that would be very, very rare. I plug in what I need to eat and I will eat that for weeks on end. For me, it's just easier. It takes away the decision making. Like, I couldn't imagine waking up first thing in the morning and having to check my FitnessPal and, what am I going to eat today? What will I have for my lunch? What will I have for my dinner? It's just extra stress, extra decision making that I don't need. I'll plug it in once and that's it. And then, I don't really have to check my FitnessPal ever again. I eat the same thing every single day, and that is what works for me. Might not work for some people. It wouldn't have worked for me years ago when, I want to just try cram like shittier food into my macros, but for now it works for me, just having the same foods every single day. So you're going to see what I eat every single day. I eat 5 meals if it's a training day. The intra would be technically a 6th meal, which I don't really count the intra as a meal. It's it's intra, so I spread it across 5 meals throughout the day. So I'm going to show you my first meal now, which is breakfast. So let's get into it. Right, so first meal, this is breakfast. This is the exact same meal that I eat every single day, that I've eaten every single day for the past, I don't know, year and a bit at least. So we have 100 grams of oats. I'm going to use 100 grams of jam on top of that. A very easy carb source when you're struggling to get the extra food in. Throw it on top of oats or cream of rice or whatever. Very handy to get in. 25 grams of dark chocolate. And then this has been my savior for this off season: the beef isolate protein. So you'll probably see on Instagram I'm swapping from the whey protein to the beef isolate, just because it mixes so much easier. It tastes a lot better, and for me it digests much better than the whey protein. As soon as I made the swap, my appetite just skyrocketed, and I found I was able to eat a lot more food. I knew the whey protein didn't agree with me. When I'm on prep, it's fine because my hunger is so high that I just feel like my body gets through it a little bit easier. But when I'm bulking and there's a lot of food in my system and I have a protein shake, or even the whey paste when I was on the oats, it was starting to, make me just feel sick after the oats, and then I go training, didn't feel good at all. Made the swap to this, and for me it was a lifesaver this off season. So I'm going to throw that together, show you what it looks like, just in case you don't know what it looks like. So yeah, check back in when that is all done. Okay, and there we have it, meal one. So this is breakfast. So 100 grams of oats, 100 grams of jam, 25 grams of dark chocolate, and then 30 grams of the beef isolate. And a little straw just because I feel like it. It's good shit. Okay, second meal of the day we are going to make. This is my convenience meal. So, one bagel, chicken. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. It's not chicken. Oh, Connor, it's not a chicken. Don't care. I don't care. Pre-packed cooked chicken. It's handy to get in. It's the only meal I eat it in. Don't care. 30 grams of mozzarella and then just 2 eggs, which I'm not going to hold up in case they fall out of it, out of the box. But I'm going to throw that together now and again just show you what it looks like. I'll throw all the calories and macros and all that up on the screen and do a finger pointy thing probably, just so you can see all the totals as I go along in each meal. Oh, and also 2 Rice Krispie squares we're going to throw in with that, because I think that meal on its own is in around 600 calories. 2 squares will bring it up to around 800 or so. I try to keep meals as even as possible throughout the day, so I'm not just having one large meal in the middle of the day and then a tiny meal here and a larger meal there. I like to kind of spread the calories out. So if I'm having, say, 4,000 calories, just round number, 4,000 calories throughout the day, I'll try have 5 meals of 800 calories. This will more than likely be the first meal that goes on prep. As I said, it's kind of the convenience meal when food is getting high, calories are getting high. I just want to throw something together quick that I can eat, not spend too much time actually making it, and just something that I can eat, quite easily. Whereas on prep, I'm hungrier and I will spend a bit more time actually making food, a la cook a chicken fillet instead of just pulling it out of a packet. But for now, this is what works for me, so this is what we are going to consume. Right, bagel made up. So how I cook this is I just literally throw it in the air fryer. I cook everything I can in the air fryer. Used to toast the bagel and like make it separately like that, but nah, throw it all in the air fryer. Chicken gets warm, cheese melts, way better. So air fryer drawer, bagel in, and nearly just 8 minutes on the lowest setting, which I think is called bake on the Ninja air fryer, the dual one obviously. And there we have it. That is meal 2 all put together. That is gourmet 5-star meal. Took a lot of time, about 30-40 minutes to prep all that. Okay, back in the kitchen for meal 3. So this is where the meals kind of started to get a little bit boring, not that they were that exciting anyway. Meal 3 is going to be 200 grams of rice, so that is uncooked rice, and then we have 175 grams of chicken, which I have already cooked up there. I'm going to talk about that in a second, the old chicken curry. But yeah, so 200 grams of rice. Normally I actually use the microwavable packs, just again, convenience, it's easier. I throw 2 of them into the microwave and that is my 200 grams of rice. I was doing 150 grams for a while, but then I was sick of like leaving half a pack open and having to use it the next day. I'd rather just, suck it up and just do the 2 packs. And I just actually found it wasn't that hard to get the 2 packs in. So that is why I'm doing 200 grams of rice. Previously, have never consumed 200 grams of rice in an off season. It was only, I think, 150 max. But yeah, we're getting it in, no problem at all. But ran out of microwavable packs, so we're going to cook up 200 grams of basmati rice. I was going to say I don't have jasmine rice. Basmati, we need some sort of hybrid there. But yeah, so going to cook that up. As you can see, I have chicken curry rather than 175 grams of a plain chicken fillet. The curry I use is just the sachets, like the powdered versions of them, which when it's divided out across, I normally make 3 portions at a time. I think it works out as like 47, like 50 calories. So it's something for me that I don't track into the macros. It's not included in my daily totals because it's just something that is always, I'm always going to consume it. I don't, count it as like a food as such towards my macronutrients, but it is consistent in my diet. It's in there every day. It doesn't change. I don't leave it out one day. I don't double up on sauce the next day. It's always the exact same amount every single day. So it is a consistent inconsistency, which you might have heard me talk on before, maybe on a previous YouTube video. It's something that is in my diet that I don't track. So even though it's not down on paper, it is consistently in my diet, so I don't bother tracking in the curry sauce. And like I said, it's very negligible. It's a tiny amount of calories, 47, and it's in there every single time. So yeah, I'm going to cook this up and just show you when it's done. I actually just pulled out one of the curry packets just to show for proof, as I feel like people won't believe me with this one. But this is what I use, just the Aldi version, cheap ass curry sauce, and as you can see there, so it's actually a quarter of the packet, 47 calories. There's like a gram of fat and then 7 carbs, so a very negligible amount, especially when it's split across multiple portions. So yeah, that is what we fuck with. I think the main consideration, especially in you know, an off-plan setting. It should really be in any setting, but especially an off-plan when you have to, or sorry, off-plan, off-season, when you have to consume a lot of food, you're constantly eating, you need to make sure that appetite is there. It's just pick something that is going to digest well with you. So like, if you were having that curry sauce and thinking, oh yeah, that's great, you know, he eats that and there's only this many calories in it and it's, you know, it's going to make my chicken and rice taste nicer. But if you're eating that and then, you know, you're getting heartburn or you're getting gassy and bloated, then that's not going to be suited to you. I eat that all the time and I have no issues with it at all. But you could eat that and, like I said, you know, heartburn, digestion in the bin. So make sure it is something that works for you and try avoid a lot of the, you know, shittier sauces. I'll always tell a lot of my clients, like, if they're using that, make sure they don't get a curry sauce that, you know, it comes out of a jar and is like packed full of fat, which most of them are. Powder ones I fucks with, absolutely fine because of the low calories in it. But yeah, just find what works for you. And there we have it. That is 175 grams of chicken and then 200 grams of rice. Also have a bit of pink Himalayan salt on there. Ooh, just for that electrolyte balance, you know yourself. But yeah, gonna tuck into this. Meal number 4, and we have 180 grams of Cocoa Pops and then 45 grams of the beef isolate. So not the most exciting meal, very basic, so not too much to go through there. So normally this is the meal that I will have post-workout on training day, as there is, you know, quite a bit of carbs and obviously you have the quick digesting protein in the form of the beef isolate. But on a rest day, I kind of just place wherever. I try to keep it as close to the middle of the day as possible compared to having it like last meal, which never happens. But you know what I mean? Just trying to keep it somewhere in the middle of the day, later on. It's kind of later than what I normally would have it for meal 4, but just the way the day worked out, I had to go in and out of the road quite a bit. So that is just how I had to place my meals. But yeah, so on a rest day, I'll just place wherever, but on a training day, this is what I will have post-workout. Okay, final meal, 5th meal of the day, and we have 250 grams of the 0% fat Greek yogurt, 15 grams of whey protein, vanilla flavored mixture. That literally just give it a bit of flavor and obviously bump the protein content up, and then 90 grams of granola, the crunchy nut cluster ones. Then we just have 2 more squares bars, 1 banana, and that is it. We will call it a day. That is my full day of eating done. I'm going to check back in tomorrow morning. Going to do a weigh-in first thing in the morning, show you how the scales is looking. So yeah, just going to get this in now, leave it digest for a bit, probably scroll on TikTok before bed, hour or so, digest, straight to bed, wake up tomorrow, we'll check back in then. What is up, everyone? So just checking back in the next day now. So I woke up this morning, I had a feeling last night that it was going to be a good weigh-in, and it was. We hit 99.2, which is my highest ever weigh-in, all-time weight. You heard me at the start of the video saying I was kind of holding between 98 to 99, 99 obviously being the highest. Broke through it. Even though it's only 0.2, we will take it at this stage. Like I said, at this stage, I wasn't really expecting to continue pushing up weight, even though the food is the highest I've been on for the entirety of the gain phase. 700 carbs is the highest I've been on. It was, I suppose, intended just to hold, as I had a little bit of a drop off last week in weight. I hit like 97, just out of nowhere, 97 and a half. So to see it actually coming up to 99.2 is fantastic, and really, really happy with that. So like I said, I'm not expecting the weight to go up, but if it does, it's a little bit of a bonus, and it is only, you know, a fraction that it's climbing up. If it was climbing up a kilo every week, you know, it's going to be a little bit of body fat, but climbing up 0.2, 0.3, I will absolutely take that and put it in the bank. So it's Friday today. As of today, we have 4 weeks left of this holding phase, and the prep will start on the Monday then after that, Friday, in 4 weeks. So not long left at all, just 4 weeks to hold, solidify everything we have built, and then we will be into a prep, which I believe will leave us 18 weeks out from the first show, which will be the MK Classic. So I suppose you could say 22 weeks out as of now. But yeah, I'm trying to break it down just to make it seem shorter. So 4 weeks to get through the holding phase, 18 weeks until we get on stage, but very excited to get into prep. So hopefully you enjoyed the full day of eating. Nothing exciting in it. I always find them quite boring, but I do think people, you know, like to see what everyone else eats, or, you know, how I eat or whatever. But yeah, there's nothing exciting. It's all very bland, all very boring. It's what works for me. It's what's convenient. It's what I can get in quickest, what I can make, you know, relatively fast. So yeah, and I do eat the same stuff every single day. There will be no changes between now and, I suppose, when I get on to prep. When I get on to prep, the plan will change, and I'll probably do another full day of eating then, so you can kind of see maybe a more colourful palette. There might be a bit of veg added in there, maybe some lettuce and some fancy zero cal sauces, who knows. But for right now, that is going to be what I will eat for the next 4 weeks, so you can take it that that is what I'm consuming every single day. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Do let me know if you did. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will catch you in the next one.